Hello everybody. My name's Alan, and I am the Mind Alchemist. Today, I'm recording this for you because if you're like me, you are looking for solutions to better eyesight, to managing your eyes, whether you already have problems or you're trying to avoid problems. I want to tell you that better vision is possible. There are some things that you need to do, but overall, if you are looking, if you are ready to make some changes, I'm not going to say that it's easy, and I'm not going to say that in one session or in one sitting, everything will change in your life. But if you are really, really committed to making those powerful changes for yourself, we could help you get there. And let's get started. Enough about talking that it is possible, because natural eyesight is a possibility. It is not a myth by any means. You may want to consider what people have told you in the past. Stories that, oh, by the age of 40, you'll probably need to get eyeglasses. Or maybe someone said, your grandmother wore glasses at the age of 40, I wear glasses, and you're getting to that certain age, so you will need glasses. Again, that is a belief. It's a habit of thought that once you change that, you will be able to release the need for glasses. Now let's start with who I am. I am Alan Hassoun, and I am the Mind Alchemist. I have been studying the power of the mind for the last 30 years or more. I am a hypnotist. I teach tapping. I do Reiki. I am an energy healer. I'm a dowser. So really, when I found out that eyesight, natural eyesight was possible, regaining your natural eyesight was possible, I really did a lot of research. And what I found is that it comes down to a few different elements. And through the series of CDs or videos that I'm creating, I will talk to you about one, certain exercises that you need to do to regain your eyesight. These are things that you have to do every day. And until you do them on a regular basis, they are not a habit. So the same way that you brush your teeth in the morning, you may want to spend 5 or 10 minutes looking after your eyes, doing whatever is appropriate for your eyes. The second thing is changing your thoughts. I will teach you EFT tapping for different eye problems. So it doesn't matter if you have one, two, or three different problems. Each eye issue has an emotional component. And tapping is a really nice, easy, and gentle way that you could do that for yourself to get back to balance, to a place where you could start regaining your vision. I'm also going to talk about nutrition and the benefits of doing certain rituals, such as eating certain foods that will help you to get more vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, even detoxing your sinuses and your eyes, which are really important to having better eyesight. So I will guide you through all that. And finally, if you need help, one of the fastest ways to get the emotional help you need is directly through some hypnosis sessions. So I don't tell people that they need three, four, five, even though they probably do. What I do is I ask them to take the first step. Come in to see me for a hypnosis session. I will charge you for one session. And during the session, we will ask your unconscious mind, do we need more? How many more do we need? So that you have an idea to be able to budget and to assess first whether you like to work with me or go somewhere else, which is totally fine, or whether you want to just stop and do it on your own, because you can do this in self-hypnosis as well. So anyways, that's how we are going to proceed. So let's get started now. So as the Mind Alchemist, I like to talk about beliefs. That's the first thing because beliefs are so important in creating your reality. Whether you believe you're right or you believe you're wrong, you are correct. And that came directly from Henry Ford. And so what do you believe about your eyes? What do you believe about your vision? I'm going to ask you to, if you wish, do it now, but over the course of the next couple days, while you watch this, while you analyze what I'm saying, take a piece of paper and block down a timeline for your entire life between the age of, for example, 0 and 5, 5 and 10, 10 and 15, 15 and 20, 20 and 25, and so on. And what you're going to be able to do is notice when your eyesight was changing and what was happening during your life at that time. Because, for example, if your parents were fighting and you didn't want to see all the anger, all the frustration, if you didn't want to see or hear something going on, you probably change your vision at that time in your life. And that also happens for the hearing. If there's a lot of fighting, a lot of yelling, and you just want to drown it out, some people lose their hearing at that time in their life. And during the sessions, I will show you how to tap it away or neutralize that or change the beliefs so that the natural hearing, the natural eyesight could come back. Whatever words I use for eyesight, you could also use for hearing. And again, I'm always here if you need to consult. So right now, because I do have allergies and my eyes are really red and swollen, just for this recording, I am going to be using my eyeglasses, but I will be also practicing with you. So as we get better, my eyes will also get better. That is my goal in preparing this. And I really want you to get good value for your money. So here we go. I'm going to just put on my glasses. Let's talk about some of the beliefs that you may have. One is that eyesight deteriorates with age. I've already talked about that. And eyesight does not have to deteriorate with age. If you believe it does, it will happen, but you could release that belief. Another thing is that eyesight is not reversible, that the conditions that you have are not reversible. That is a complete myth. And there are tons of people, even going to YouTube, I could direct you to a whole bunch of channels that will show you how, using the Bates method or other methods, people have corrected their eyesight. It doesn't matter what the label is, there is a solution. A third one is sitting too close to a TV ruins your eyesight. Distance will not harm your eyesight, but proper lighting is really important to maintaining good eyesight. Using your eyes a lot weakens them. Well, the truth is that that's also a myth, that your body is designed to regenerate itself, to fix itself. So a good balance of sleep, nutrition, relaxation will help to maintain and improve your eyesight. Another thing is 20/20 vision means perfect eyesight. And it just indicates, how do I put this? 20/20 vision really indicates that you could see specific things at a specific distance, nothing else. There's also a myth that eye color determines personality, and that's a myth. And the best example I have for that is Dr. Bruce Lipton when he wrote his book, Biology of Belief. For those of you who don't know who he is, Bruce was a doctor and he studied schizophrenic people. Now, these people, when they would change personalities from Susan to Jim, or from Jim to Sally, or whoever, what would happen is that as they changed their personality, their eye colors would change, that their blood pressure would change, that every aspect of their physiology would change depending on who they thought they were. So, who you think you are is just a belief. It's nothing more than a belief. And if you could believe that you are Colonel Sanders, for all I care, and he has perfect vision, then you will regain your vision. So, believe who you want to believe you are. You could believe yourself as seeing well or not seeing well. That is totally up to you. So, another one, because a lot of people watching this wear glasses for one reason or another, is that wearing glasses worsens your vision. And the truth is that glasses do not worsen your vision. They just adjust the vision so that you could see better. So it's only a tool. And as we go through this, I'm going to encourage you to remove your glasses, give your eyes a break, blink a lot, and start training your eyes to not be dependent on these glasses. Because if you become dependent, there's no use moving forward with this program. You just will go back to the doctor in a few months and say, listen, I can't see so well. So he'll give you a stronger prescription and a stronger prescription. And the eyes just get lazy and don't want to work anymore. So that's my encouragement. But again, you are who you are and you can do what you want. Now, some people say that sneezing with your eyes open will cause your eyes to pop out. No, I won't even explain that, but it's not true. As I was growing up, I heard the myth created by, I guess, a lot of parents or others who didn't want their daughters to get pregnant. But, anyways, having too much sex will weaken your eyes. That is a myth. And if you look through all scientific research, there's no validation for that myth. So go ahead, enjoy yourself if you want. Don't if you don't. I will not judge you for the amount of sex you have. That is totally up to you. So, a little bit about myself as the mind alchemist, as someone who works with the mind. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not a substitute for getting proper medical attention. It's not even talking to you about this, is not even a disclaimer. Just if you need to see a doctor, go see a doctor. I'm going to talk to you about what I've learned, what I've read, what I've researched, and I want you to take the best of what I give you. If it makes sense, it will work for you. If it doesn't work for you, um, again, please do whatever you need to take care of your eyes because your eyes are valuable. I'd rather lose my teeth than my eyes. I'd rather lose my right hand than my eye because I love my vision. I'm dependent on my vision. I need it so badly. And I will not discourage you from doing what you need. I'm just going to ask you to try certain of these techniques and do your best to live a life free of glasses. Um, as a mind alchemist, I transform perceptions, ideas, limiting beliefs. And I will tell you a little bit about what you will get in this program. First, you will have empowerment. You will be empowered because once you understand what's going on, you will have more choices that you can make. Secondly, you will have actionable tools. I will offer step-by-step processes that you could take right away to start changing things. Further, furthermore, you will have the emotional correction that you could use to start retraining your brain to think correctly. And I'd also like to say that something has happened in the last 20 or so years, especially with everybody being connected more and more often to monitors to things like cell phones where they stay for hours and hours and hours looking at their cell phone. Or right now, I'm on my laptop with a monitor which is about 3 feet away from me. So, especially in hypnosis, what I found is really hard. I use idiomotor responses, which is seeing signals in the fingers. So, when I'm trying to see a response in someone's hand as I take them into trance, I spend hours just staring for a finger movement because sometimes they are very pronounced and sometimes they're very, very gentle. So, I really have to fixate on a certain distance. And when you fixate on that distance for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 5 hours, 8 hours, your eyes, they lock in, they lose the elasticity to see from far and from close. So again, the world has changed and it's causing us to use our eyes in a different way, in a fixed way. So the first thing that I will encourage you is to go outside where you could look far into the distance, the trees, look at the sign close to you, look at a person riding a bicycle to your right. Your eyes will move, and as they move, the muscles, which are so important to getting your eyesight back, will change. They will cause your eyes to do the right things to be able to see further and closer. So this is my personal lens. When I told you earlier about writing your timeline, let me tell you what happened to me when I was between 0 and 5. My parents, who were exiled from Egypt, moved to Brazil. They lived there without passports, they lived there as refugees, and they didn't have regular jobs because as a refugee, you didn't have a passport, you couldn't get a social insurance number or anything of that sort. So when they were accepted as with a refugee status into North America, into Canada, my father said, okay, we're picking up the family and we're moving. They basically uprooted. I don't know if they told me where I was going, what I was going to find when I was there, but the people that I knew, that I loved, that I grew up with, all of a sudden disappeared. And that was a trauma to me. So at that time in my life, I developed a blind spot in one of my eyes, in my right eye. And I finally learned how to speak English. And back then in the schools, what would happen is that they would tell the kids, you have to go to a nurse for a checkup. And they would do the eye test. They'd put a chart on the wall and they'd say, could you see the numbers? So you close one eye, cover one eye, and you would see on a chart A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. And because I had this blind spot and I hated to disappoint my parents, I would cheat. I would look to a letter, one letter over, and I could still see that letter. And as a result, they told me I had 20/20 vision. But when I was asked to read something in class, I had a bouncy letter because I would have to look all over the page to be able to see it well. And I didn't know. But that first incident of losing the people I loved caused me to go blind. And blindness is a desire not to see what is in front of you. So that was the first time. Then, when I guess I was about 35, I had lost a job and it was my fault. I fully admitted now that I did certain things that I shouldn't have done. I was immature. I wanted to move ahead and I lost my job. And the future started getting very scary. So I didn't want to see the future. And when I got a job, I found that I couldn't see as well from far while driving. And then something else happened a little closer to home. And I wasn't happy with what was right in front of me. I was having trouble with my finances. I was having trouble making ends meet, and I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to be somewhere else. I couldn't see how I could get through life being right here. And that's when my close up vision got affected. And there were two other times where different things happened, where I started getting double vision and I started even seeing things more blurry. And each one of those incidents were due to things that were happening in my life at that time. So blurriness is not seeing clearly. So as I was trying to develop a new business, it wasn't clear to me. The clarity wasn't there. So my eyes heard what my mind was saying, that I can't see clearly. I can't see this clearly. I can't see through the fog, through that veil, cause that blurriness to happen. And the double vision, should I stay in real estate or should I go into coaching? Real estate paid really well, but I wasn't happy. Coaching, I've never been a coach before. That confusion, that those choices I had to make caused me to see double. But the good thing is, as we go through this, I will show you how to get through with exercises and reframing what's going on within your life so that this too could either be eliminated, reversed, or corrected by your own mind and your commitment to see better. So, as I said before, I had a client by the name of Vicky. And Vicky came to see me because she was lacking confidence. And as she was lacking confidence, we went into hypnosis and we kind of cleared up some of the issues that she had. And then she came back for her second session. And in her second session, something happened where after the session, she was driving home. This is the way she told me. She was playing the music and she always played it really loud because she could not hear very well. And during her drive, her eardrum popped and she said the music was so loud that she couldn't believe how loud it was. She just turned down the volume. But what happened is that when the mind said, you are confident, you will be able to hear, the hearing came back. And that will happen also with the eyesight. So in Vicky's story, she was living with her husband, who for about 20 years was bedridden. And he would call out to her at all times of day and night, to the point where she wanted to tune him down. She actually lowered the ability to hear him because she was just done reaching out, helping him, being his nurse, his caretaker, because it was exhausting. And her mind, to protect her, had to tone down all the external things so that she could have her own sanity. That is how powerful the mind is. And even with the eyesight, watch what you say to yourself. For there is many quotes, many sayings, such as, I am blind as a bat. Well, if you say that, you know what? You will be as blind as a bat. And bats can't see, they just go by hearing. Do you want your life to be like that? If not, it may be funny, it may be a well-rehearsed expression that you use. Be mindful of what you say. Here is another example of the body-mind connection. My friend Stephen, who's director of Silva Method Canada, Stephen tells a story in his classes that he had hemorrhoids until the day that he realized he was saying that someone in his life was a pain in the ass. And guess what? When he stopped saying that, his hemorrhoids disappeared. Another very common expression is he is a sorry, not he is a pain. That was what I just said. But people who say she is a pain in the neck, he is a pain in the neck, those people generally have pains in the neck. Why? Because they keep on saying it so often. Be careful about what you say. And if you've been saying it, learn to say something differently. So if you are having a relationship issue, instead of saying she is a pain in the neck, why don't you reframe it to say, I am choosing to understand her in a better way, or I'm choosing to ignore her comments. Even that will improve the way you feel. If you can't see very well, stop saying I can't see very well. Say I am retraining my eyes to see better. Even that will improve the way you see. So be very mindful. Another example that I have over here, I am blind with rage. So if you are angry with someone, if you just, it doesn't matter if you're angry, just stop saying that you're blind with rage. Your mind will hear what you're saying. Your mind will accept that as part of your reality. And as long as you have it, you will be blind with rage. Sorry, it just happens. One of my favorite is, I am sick. This person makes me sick, or I feel sick about that. Well, that's very general. But where is it happening? As your mind hears that you're sick, what's it creating inside of you while you're sleeping, while you're at work, while you're looking at that person, that place, that circumstance, or event that is actually causing you to feel nauseous or sick or unhappy? Stop saying it. One thing that happened to me when I was in sales a long time ago, I would say to myself, I cannot be sick before Christmas because I cannot miss work. I cannot be sick before Christmas. So, because I can't afford to be sick before Christmas, I can't afford to miss work until Christmas when I had a couple weeks or a couple days off. And one day I realized every Christmas, while the family wanted to get together, I was sick with the flu. I had headaches. I was vomiting, or something would happen every single year until I made that connection. I stopped saying it. And I don't think I've ever been sick at Christmas ever again. Christmas is great. It's time off. It's time to play. It's time to go skiing. It's time to go snowshoeing. I do a lot of things now. Even though I'm not working the same way, same kind of jobs, I have a lot of freedom in my life. But Christmas is a great time. It's a great time to be with the people you love and like and enjoy. So if you keep on saying, these people make me sick, even when you go see your in-laws, if you don't like them, well, guess what? You're going to go see your in-laws, and your mind heard that the first time, the second time, the 100th time, the 1000th time, and you will be sick when you see your in-laws. Change your thinking. You will change your life. So one of the things that I want to emphasize, this is a down-to-earth recording, so I apologize about that. I'm not going to make excuses that sometimes I get tongue-tied. It might mean that I just need a drink of water, which I'll stop the recording in a moment and go get one. But some of the things that will happen, you'll notice that symptoms will always appear or change as things in your life change. I've already said to you, go and make a list of all the events in your life at different ages. But as things get harder, those big bad events that happen in your life, When those things happen, your eyesight will always be affected. So you ask yourself three basic questions. When did those symptoms appear? What was happening at that time in your life, including world events? I mean, when the Twin Towers in New York were collapsed by terrorist attacks, I still remember it. I feel disgust in my body when I think about that. Do you think that affected me? Do you think it affected my life, my lifestyle? I still think about it, and yet I'm going to have to do something about it because I didn't even realize until I was taping it that this world event really affected me. I also remember when the Parti Québécois in Quebec, there was a referendum for separation of the province from the rest of Canada. And my friend Michael said, let's go on. There's going to be a demonstration or a march to show support. And that demonstration turned into a riot. People were throwing bottles at homes, at cars. People were so scared. People were running for their lives. That affected me. That memory is still in there. And again, it's something else that I need to clear, cleanse, remove. In hypnosis, it's really easy to do because as we go into the mind and we ask, can we remove, could we neutralize all events that cause or affect the issue? The mind that remembers everything about you from the day you were born to now could go through every single event and say, oh yeah, there's that one and that one and that one. And it only takes 5, 10, 15 minutes at the most for it to recall everything and do whatever is appropriate to neutralize the negative emotion that is still trapped or stuck in your body. So the last thing is, are there benefits? When I say that symptoms always appear when things are hard, so there are benefits to not being able to see. What are the benefits for you? Take your time, think about what kind of benefits am I getting from not being able to read the newspaper anymore? Yeah, I know some people still read the newspaper. I don't. I never enjoyed reading newspaper, but more and more now, as I see all the problems around the world, making it a headline, people getting upset with those people and those people, all the hatred, all the wars, all the problems, interest rates going up, people can't afford food. Yeah, I don't want to read that anymore. So am I getting a benefit from not being able to see? I definitely am. Again, through what we do, through hypnosis, through the EFT that I'll show you, you could lower that intensity so it's no longer an effector of the issue and the outcome that you desire. And we'll show you that, so not to worry. Now, there's basic law of attraction. The more you refuse to see something, the more your body gives you what you don't want. The more you choose to see, the more you will choose and be able to see. It's the law of attraction. There's a great book by Abraham Hicks, Asking It Is Given. It explains to you very well that whatever you focus on, you will achieve. Even if you focus with your eyes closed, whatever you're giving attention to will become your reality. So I know I keep on mentioning it over and over again, but I really want to emphasize that what you say to yourself with words or with intentions or with thoughts or beliefs do manifest as part of your reality. So to understand how the eyes work or how to regain your natural eyesight, I want to explain a little bit about how the eye actually works. And after that, I'm going to separate this recording so that you could go directly to your issue and start applying some of the processes yourself. So the first thing that I wanted to say is When light reflects off an object, it bounces back, and the retina captures the light with maximum focus. So all objects at varying distances are actually captured and recorded by the changing um, mechanics of the eye. The light that is captured is filtered as it passes through different layers, such as the lenses, the cornea, the aqueous humor, the iris, the pupil, and the crystalline um, vitreous humor as well. So with each layer of refraction of light, it allows an impression to be made by the eye, which is then captured by the mind. So to see from close, for example, the muscles tighten and the eye then relaxes to see from far. In adding a lens, it allows for the correction of the refraction, allowing the images to be recorded clearly in the retina. When there is prolonged contraction or expansion for whatever reason of the eye muscles, like I said before, if you are looking for hours and hours at a screen with fixed vision, those muscles lose their ability to change. So this is why corrective lenses work for a while anyways, and then they need to be adjusted to be strengthened because your eyes lose that ability to get stronger. Now, after a while, there's only three solutions. Either you could keep on getting stronger and stronger and stronger glasses, you could get surgery, or you could exercise the muscles. The fourth thing, which I'd like to also add, is adjust the mind to allow for better vision. Once you adjust that, you might notice that you might still need some glasses like I do right now, but your doctor might say, we're weakening the lenses because your eyes they don't need such strong lenses. They probably say it's a miracle or you've adjusted your diet or something. And it doesn't really matter as long as your eyes get better and you can see naturally. So, so for right now, let's just stop the video. Go get yourself a pad of paper, start making your list of problems that you have. And it's really good to write it down. Go write it down, make a list of your life. Just like I said, you don't have to make detail by detail, day by day, look at your diary from when you're 3 years old. But you probably know when you got married, when you got divorced, when you had went into puberty, when you left home, when first boyfriend, girlfriend, someone passed away. There's certain events in your life that are really instrumental, and your whole life is defined by those events. So even if you do have that opportunity to take that list and really make it clear for yourself as you move forward to be able to clear those emotionally, it will make the world of a difference. So I will see you on the next video and get ready to change.